I just wanted to let you know that we're planning a very special episode for July 3rd, the day before Independence Day. So our Thursday news at noon on July 3rd will have some very
Desiree.
special elements. One of the things that we're going to do is we're going to preview our newly redesigned MFEI website. And so we'll be previewing that for our group, and it will go live on Independence Day. And so we're very excited about that. And we're also hoping that this is the midpoint of the calendar year. And so we're going to be reflecting on our accomplishments, and we're going to be looking forward to what comes ahead. Now, I realize that I have failed to recount the number of weeks until the November 2026 election. I've been trying to do that every week, but I didn't look at it up today. All right, well, let's up next, let's do, we've moved up our All-Star Award. We were doing it at the end, but now we've decided to move it up. And Alex,
Yeah,
are you going to be presenting that, or
it's
um,
my pleasure.
okay, please.
Well, today, just to give you a little background, this week's nominee just had her first MFEI chapter meeting. And she, as you know, worked to organize tirelessly to put it together. And most of us have had that with the meetings we deal with, right? She also met with the local and county clerks in Kent County, there's a clue, to build positive relationships with them to work and clean up the voter rolls. And she has also showed up to the board of the state canvassers meetings like back in April. And Patrice also noted this nominee also saved, and winner, I should say, also saved the day as clerk advocate interceding with Grand Rapids to reply to MFEI's Freedom of Information Act, because they were stonewalling and they got through all that. So our congratulations go to this week's All-Star, Dorothy Cribbs from Kent County. Congratulations. Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you guys so much. I'm like blown away. I really appreciate this. And I'm still working tirelessly for what we do.
Well, thank you, Dorothy, very much. Well deserved, and thank you. Our next presenter is our social media manager. And Stacy Owens, would you go ahead with your presentation?
Tracy.
I'm sorry, Tracy.
It's okay. Yeah, there's two Stacys on it. This is really quick. So I know I sent something to Jeff just to flash up on the screen. I've been working on the social media content, and I just wanted to take a few minutes to share with everyone how you guys can help support us on social media just by being active. So whether you are on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, or X, your engagement really matters more than anybody would think. So here are some things that would help boost our post, and we're just going to go over it. I've also got Jeff's got all of our social media, every place listed. There's the hyperlinks. We could put it in the chat too for you guys. But we're on X, Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok. So if you're on Facebook, don't just like the post, but if you click the heart emoji instead of just that thumbs up emoji, that really helps to boost the post up. There are just certain things in the algorithms that, if we tell you how to do this, it really will help people to see the content. Also, just comment, even if it's just a few words, something like great info, or even if you want to put an emoji in the comments on Facebook or on X, on Instagram, on TikTok, anything like that. You don't have to leave a huge comment, but it helps with our engagement and it makes a big difference on all those platforms. Also, Facebook or Instagram, share it to your feed, to your stories, share it to your friends. So when you see a post at the bottom, click share and share it as many ways as you can. It also helps us reach your circle of friends and followers, and those are people that we might not ever connect with otherwise. If you are on TikTok or Instagram and there's a video or what they call on Instagram a reel, watch the whole thing through. And then make sure you're, hitting the like emoji. You can bookmark it, comment, but you really want to watch the whole video through because that also helps add to the algorithm of it getting placed on people's For You pages on TikTok. And another thing I just wanted to talk about was TikTok, because I know there are a lot of y'all who are a little hesitant on TikTok. You might think it's just for teens or that it's spying on you. Truth is, it's probably no more invasive than any of the other social media platforms. I know if I talk about something and then get on my Facebook, all of a sudden I've got ads for whatever it was I was just talking about. And I'm sure other people have seen that. But the truth is, like, TikTok is really where a lot of people are now kind of getting their news, their unfiltered news. There and X, and our TikTok in 1 month has really taken off. We've had the most reach and engagement on TikTok than we have on any other social media platform. So we just kind of need some help to make sure the momentum it keeps going. So if you believe in what we're doing, and helping us spread the word is really important on social media. So if you see a post, just make sure you engage with it. And if you're not seeing the post, make sure you go look for it, because I know for a while we had people who were saying they weren't coming up on their X, and all of a sudden we're coming up. And I think it's because we're getting more into the algorithm, and it's all about that engagement. Sometimes it's not even about how many times you post, it's about the engagement and how many views you get to get into an algorithm on those social media sites. So every comment, every share, it counts. And that's pretty much just it. I know I just had Jeff put up some photos for people. Like, you need to, I don't know if he can zoom in on any of that or if you can see it, but where to go to comment and like what the websites look like. So that way, people want to take, screenshots of it so they can see. I'm not sure how familiar everybody is, but you definitely need to be making sure that, we're reposting, or on, you see that repost or quote repost on X right there. Yep. That's very helpful. Or it used to be called a retweet, but now they're not called tweets anymore. Same thing with Facebook, where it's, like, hit the emoji, comment, share, like I was talking about. And then I think the next ones are just the TikTok and Instagram. Most of that's just the reels. You can see the views at the bottom. Make sure you're watching all those videos through.
Tracy, did you mention the difference between liking and following a page on Facebook?
No, you can like and follow a page on Facebook. So if you like it, it doesn't mean you're automatically following it. You would have to click on the follow. And I don't know if any of that shows up on these pictures, but you would have to like and follow, not just follow, if you want to make sure you're getting it on Facebook.
Well, thank you so much, Tracy. As Patrice would say, you are doing a fabulous job. And we just are delighted to, I have to admit, I certainly learned several things from your comments just now. Like, I had no idea the heart emoji had a stronger weight than I guess the thumbs up or the like response. So I thank you for your insights about the algorithm and how they work on, and each platform is different, isn't it?
Yeah, they are very different. They all use different algorithms. So it can get very confusing in that aspect. But yeah, if you like it, it's not as effective as if you use some of the other ones. I mean, we don't want angry faces at our post, but it will change the algorithm. If you're going through and say it's someone you don't like and you leave that angry face on it, that's helping their algorithm. Like, I try not, like, okay, I don't like this, I'm just gonna ignore it. Like, just scroll past it, because I'm not gonna help their algorithm.
Yeah. So the main thing I got is, you know, the heart emoji and then watching the reels all the way through. That's very, very good information. And then, of course, leaving comments. Okay, well, let's move on to Jacky. Jacky, you are on deck. Jacky Eubanks is our Director of Field Operations, and so please give us an update.
Okay, so just wanted to let everybody know that we are moving forward with our initiative to speak out against the 100-word summary on the ballot proposal petition that Rank My Vote will be presenting to the Board of State Canvassers. That will be on Friday, June 27th at 9 a.m. in the Binsfeld office, room 1100. And we have come up with a list of talking points that fit the criteria for a valid critique that the board would actually be able to approve of, because you have to be very specific. We have it published on the PIME website, so I just put the link in the chat. If you go to this link, we have a call to action. We are welcoming everybody who wants to come. Please do arrive for this hearing, 9 a.m. Next Friday, not tomorrow, but the Friday after. You can use any of the different talking points that we've listed. We've noticed that probably the strongest talking points based on the 100-word summary that will be on the ballot proposal petition is that they say that this will change the Constitution to give voters the right to rank candidates, but there's no specificity as to what that really means or how one would rank candidates. So it's very unclear language. It doesn't explain how it's going to change our ballots or change the way we conduct our elections. Another one is the ambiguity in majority. So it says there's a statement in the 100-word summary that says that candidates are required to receive a majority of votes to be elected, but it's unclear what majority even means in that context, because we would all think the word majority, that's what we've been using. If the majority of voters vote for this candidate, that candidate wins, even if that means it's, you know, they only get 48% of the vote because there's like 3 different candidates and it was split several ways. So in this, it's unspecific what majority means. So these are all talking points you can use. We encourage you to take from that, arrive and work with us to try to get this knocked down if possible, due to the obfuscated language that they have on this ballot petition. Another thing is again, just a reminder, if it does get approved, we will be moving forward with passing out palm cards starting on July 4th, because that is the date that Rank My Vote has announced they will begin their petition circulating. Again, sticking to rest stops, fairs, parades, festivals, community picnics. If you have an organization, if you have a table that you are going to be at on one of those holiday weekends, we're asking you to please contact us, have those palm cards, pass them out. We want to inform the public as much as we can. And I also want to give an update on the chapter program. We are working to start a chapter in Jackson. We are having an inaugural meeting on June 30th at 6 p.m. I just need to confirm the address, but I just wanted those who are in Jackson County to know that if you are interested in joining the chapter, you are welcome to attend our meeting. That will be again Monday, June 30th at 6 p.m. Location to be determined, but I will be sending out an email to everybody who has signed up to volunteer with us or is a subscriber with us that marked Jackson as their county of residence. So I think that's pretty much it for everything I can think of at this time.
Do we have any questions for Jacky and the chapter program and/or the ranked choice voting?
An update about the palm cards, because I see Bonnie commented in the chat. So the palm card, we have been working diligently to make a palm card that is easily readable to basically everybody who will encounter it. And so there were questions about if the language we were using was maybe too sophisticated for people who are unfamiliar with ranked choice voting. So we have edited and adjusted the language to be at a bit of an easier to understand reading level. So we have changed the language. That means the palm card design and language needs to be changed. And then once that change is complete, we will be able to get the palm cards to you. So that's just an update on where that's going. We had one, but then realized it might have been a little bit difficult for most readers to grasp what we were trying to say.
Well, that sounds really good. Fred, did you have a question?
Yeah, just briefly to reinforce Jackie's encouragement to participate in the Canvas meeting. We can attend by Zoom also. And for those people who want to articulate a specific request, they can send an email to the board, and that will be as valid as public testimony.
Yeah, thank you for that, Fred. That's correct. I just want to point out that, Michigan Fair Elections Institute has been following this ranked choice voting issue since February. I mean, we have been on top of this very early on. And I just want to give a shout out to Jacky, Darlene, Jeff, all the people who have been following this. You've done a great job. And so next, if we have no more questions for Jacky, let's move on to Darlene, who is our person in, Walter, did you have something you wanted to say? Did you give up because I didn't call on you, or?
Yeah, just quickly, is there any information available to hand out regarding this ranked choice voting issue? Rochester Hills is having their Festival of the Hills event next Wednesday. I'm attending there, and our RIRAC club is having a booth to hand out various literature. I'm wondering if there's anything that could be available for us to pass out on the ranked choice voting. This palm card, I don't know when.
Will that be available, Jacky?
So we're going to try to finalize the palm card design today and tomorrow. That's something that Darlene and I are working on pretty diligently. And so once that design is final, we will send out an email to all of our volunteers and subscribers with a link where you can put in a request for palm cards, which would include an address of a place we can ship to. We think that it would be probably the best case scenario to ship it to a local print center so it can be printed on demand at a local Office Depot or Staples or FedEx or UPS.
Okay, thank you, Jacky.
Thank you.
Darlene, bring us up to date on your
Well,
what
mine
you've
was
got going
what
on.
Jacky already presented was mine.
Oh,
That's what
okay.
Patrice had asked me to present, was where we were on ranked choice voting. Jacky and I are co-chairs of this mission that we're on, and we spend many hours on the phone or in meetings and rewriting, etc. But it's been like Kristine said, we've been doing this back since February. I remember meeting Jacky in a parking lot and going, ranked choice voting, going to have on the ballot. We have to start. And so I was picking up materials from her and she goes, yes. And we've taken off since then. So she did give you pretty much everything. I did put in the link. So the wording that is in the proposal is very deceiving. And actually the first line only references ranked choice voting. The following words in that is all based on Michigan election law. So people are going to read it and say, oh, paper ballots. Oh, we end our voting at 7 or 8 or wherever whatever, you have. And they're going to go, yes, this is great. Keep the records. Yes, this is great. But it's not, that's already Michigan law. So I did put in the link. It says it's the Acrobat Adobe link, and it is it's the 100 words as well as the full wording of what they have. So theirs is 4A, section 4A will make the difference in our law, and then subsection 11 is what they're putting. So those are the areas what you need to pay attention to, because the rest of it in the wording of that is our election law already there. So remember, it's 4A and subsection 11. And then the other thing that I have is people have asked, can you send an email? Yes. And here's the link. It's hyphen, thank you, canvassers@michigan.gov. Remember, you need to be only responding with the wording on the ballot. We can't be anti-ranked choice voting. It's the fact that, because that's not what's the proposal is listing, we have to be specific that we do not think the wording on the proposal is includes what that is about. It's very vague, and so you need to have them be responsible for putting the exact wording that we should have, saying what ranked choice voting is and what they're planned to do with it. It will also remove the straight ballot, if for people that like to click straight ballot, that you can't, party ballot, you can't do that anymore with that. And then I believe that's all. Jackie, did I cover the rest of everything that we've been doing?
The only thing we didn't touch on is the website. We do have a website, rcvalert.org. This has been under construction. Okay, so I just want to let everybody know. Again, going back to the language issue, it came to our attention that the language was not very easy to grasp for those who are not knee-deep in election integrity issues. So yesterday, I spent with Darlene and Sherry and Jeff and Dee literally 9 hours for all day, like trying to fix the language so that it would be at an easier reading level. And now we are just waiting on the person who designed the website to implement those changes. So you can look at the website, be aware that it is not what we want it to be at this moment because the language changes have not yet been made, but they are done. The language changes have been submitted to the website designer. He has been sent the link to the document where we listed the way we want the wording, and we're just waiting on him to fix that.
And the palm cards that are pictured on there is not what we're going to end up using. Those were what we thought we would use, but then we talked about the language being not easy enough or for people to understand, for people who are not in the know of what ranked choice voting is.
Well, thank you, Jackie and Darlene. I see Walter has a question. We'll take one question and then we need to move on to our next agenda item. Walter, please go ahead.
Just confirm, what's the name of that website that you just referenced, the RCV?
rcvalert.org.
Alert.org.
All right.
Thank you.
Our next presenter is Ron Armstrong, well known to everybody in our audience, I believe. Ron is with Stand Up Michigan, and he's going to be providing us an update on what is happening on his watch. Go ahead, Ron. Thank you so much.
Can you guys hear me okay?
Mm-hmm.
All right. I'm talking about us staying the course. I want to encourage all of you, but I wanted to read. And many of you have heard the term "many hands make light work," but I wanted you to just hear a little bit about it. You know, most of the things that are written in the Bible are meant to be parable-like. They're stories that we can apply to us today, and I think our challenges today fit perfectly in this. You know, that phrase, "many hands makes light work," comes from Nehemiah 3. I just want to read it to you just for a little bit. After arriving in Jerusalem, Nehemiah set out in the night to investigate the city's condition. It was in bad shape, probably worse than he had imagined. The work ahead was massive, and it would require many hands. As the saying goes, many hands make light work. Even still, one might easily have looked at the job and said, it just simply looks too big. Nevertheless, the people offered up willing hearts and ready hands, and God can work with that. In any great task, it requires leadership. It requires a vision. It also requires some skin in the game. Nehemiah was clearly the leader. He had a burden from the Lord and he had a plan in place. This was necessary, but what was most necessary was people. People are always the way in which God advances his plans on this earth. It was the people who had to say, let us rise up and build. Without everyone involved, the task was simply too great. The high priest, a goldsmith, a perfume maker, a city leader, and his daughter all put their shoulders to work. Some did more, some did less, some did nothing at all. but their names were recorded in the Bible because God cares about people, not just projects. The people worked with all their hearts side by side. Families worked together to build their section of the wall that was in front of them and their house, because individually protected homes add up to make a collectively protected community. When those with more skills and energy finished their own section, they went on to help others. The things that are too much for just one person or even a few are achievable whenever everyone rises up and gets involved. God has strategically placed each one of you, each one of us, where he wants us to be in order to accomplish great things. He has an important work for us to do in the church, in our neighborhoods, in our businesses, in our government, and especially in our homes. So together, let's make again, light hands make might work, great work. I think it's important, and the reason I wanted to share that with you is we need to keep in mind so many of you have taken on a task that you believe is unachievable, that it is, how do we change this with all the obstacles that we're facing, with this Secretary of State, with this Attorney General, with the ERIC system, with the machines, all of the things we continue to get bombarded with that are ways to discourage us. And yet many of the things that have been done in this last 5 years are indeed miraculous. Whether it is Patricia in Michigan Fair Elections, whether it is the Election Integrity Network that is a nationwide network now that have coordinated with many conservative groups around the country. The fact is we have a foundation that's being built. The leadership has been identified, and you're one of them. It is important, though, that we understand that having a leadership, having a plan, having a vision, even a strategy, and to implement that plan, we are not going to accomplish it without more people. It is going to require us to not miss opportunities that exist. And the reason I brought this up today is because with the ranked choice voting and trying to defeat that, with the prove it or whichever comes out of this in the non-citizens voting and the photo ID amendment that is going to go forward in Michigan at some capacity either this year or next, this gives us an opportunity to identify people who already will have skin in this game. Remember, the left understands we need to identify people by issues that matter to them, something that they believe they're involved in, an issue, a cause, a purpose. And we know that these are 80% issues, whether it's photo ID, non-citizens voting, the illegal immigration, but certainly even ranked choice voting is a huge issue on our side. That means almost everyone we talk to, run into, everyone who votes Republican, and a lot of Democrats are going to be people that are going to look at this issue, and it's going to be something that they are willing to do what with? First, maybe sign an initiative. Maybe they'll be willing to circulate a petition. Maybe they would be willing to spread the word and then get involved in their own community, making sure that the people get out and vote. So you see, this is a trickle-down effect, but what we can't miss is an opportunity when we're going to get probably 500,000 plus signatures. That's 500,000 Michiganders who are going to be directly involved in one or more of these petition initiatives on our side. And we're going to hopefully have thousands of people that will get involved in trying to defeat ranked choice voting because of the reasons that we're going to be providing them. But we have to then get those people involved and engaged at a local level, some way, shape, or form. That can be by notifying them and keeping them updated. Here's the signature levels we're at. Here are the challenges we have getting this onto the ballot. And here are the legal challenges we face. But we need you to get out and vote and talk to your neighbors. You see, it will do more than one thing by us continuing to spread out and basically make this work less work, because we can get people to focus on what is right in front of them, what is in their household, who is in their family, what does their neighborhood look like, their workplace, their church environment. If we can get those people to understand where we are, we don't need them to understand all the nuances that we understand about whether it's ranked choice voting, about the election integrity issues all the way around. We need them to focus on issues. And remember, the left, and I'll leave you with this, the left doesn't care about election cycles. They are not focused on individual candidates. They're not focused on individual, even parties, if you will, in a lot of ways, though they know that in order for them to get the issues taken care of, to get the money and the finances to protect their issues, they need to vote a certain way. We need to help people understand that they need to participate, and especially in this very important off-year election. It's going to be vital that we take what we already have, that you are doing the work you're doing, but that we spread this out to make, again, many more people do little work with their own in their own communities. And the way we do that is take these people that are raising money, by the way, for these other Let's Prove It or whatever these others are going to be called. I'm saying we've got to take those 500,000 names. We've got to put those into databases and communicate with them on these issues and then give them opportunities to get involved. That's all I have for you today.
Thank you, Ron, for that inspiration. We appreciate those words of encouragement. I see that we have a question from Fred. Go ahead, Fred. Fred, you're muted.
Thank you for your hard work, Ron. Your following is across the state. So getting folks to participate is the objective. We clearly can't just start again from scratch every election year.
Exactly.
These proposals that are inundating Michigan are not just from Michigan, and we need to have a sort of a rally of conservative, from my point of view, but support for elections and participation in our franchise as a voter. Preeminent among that is you have to vote. Michigan does not allow party affiliation to be publicly listed for voters. Other states do have this. So if you register to vote, there may be some indicator as to which party you are supporting. This preliminary information in an election cycle is invaluable. So we need to promote the idea that Republicans are wanting to vote. They want to register. We need to reinforce the idea that Republicans or conservatives, I'm sorry, Kristine, for saying a party here, but we
Well,
need
I
to
mean,
show.
we want people to
that there is-
vote. I mean,
Yes,
that's the main thing.
overall
We want
vote,
people
but
to
for
vote.
me, I'm a conservative, and I know that elections are won on turnout. We have to have folks understand what's at stake. Getting that message out is the clear requirement with these proposals, right? So we have a proposal with the property tax. We have a rally on June 24th. But any rally, any group needs to be supported in person to the best that we can. And so Stand Up Michigan has been doing that right along. I appreciate your support, Ron. Thank you.
Yeah, thanks again, Ron. You know, Stand Up Michigan has been a very important organization. And, you know, I think that's one of the strengths of what Jacky is doing as Director of Field Operations is establishing these chapters all across Michigan as hubs in local communities for all these election issues. Are there, so we are right at noon. If there are no other matters that we need to be, oh, Sherry, did you have something? I'm sorry. Sherry, why don't you unmute yourself and just say what you're trying to say?
It's 1 o'clock here, sorry.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, I'm on Central Time. Yeah, I apologize. Yes, 1 o'clock. So, if there are no other matters, I just want to thank all of you for being here. Thank our presenters for their preparations and for their briefings. And we will see you next week for News at Noon.